Using a piece of treated lumber underneath each one of your deck treads on your stair is a good way of tying the stringers together and also decreasing the number of stringers you need to use. A lot of manufacturers require you to have a spacing between 9 and 12 inches on center for the treads, just because composite and PVC decking is a little more flexible. So a Subtread instead will give you a solid surface to mount to and will allow you to do just 4 stringers or so on a 4-foot wide deck. Subtreads are also good to have when you're picture framing the outside edges of your steps, because they'll give you a full surface for the border board to be supported by, and it will also support the ends of the deck treads that stop a little shy of the stringer. Subtreads also give you a good working surface for your rail posts to get mounted to. So your rail post will go on top of your decking, your lag screws will go through that into the subtread and into a piece or two of blocking underneath that. When you're putting your subtreads or blocking on your stringer, you can either use 3-inch galvanized nails. It's usually preferred if you have a nail gun. You can just nail those subtreads right into the stringer, or nail from the end of on the side of the stringer into the end of the piece of blocking. Construction screws, just a 3-inch construction screw will work well if you don't have a nail gun and want something that's easy to back in and out if you need to adjust where you put your fasteners. You may have gotten subtreads from us in 2 packs pre-cut for a 4-foot wide stair, or you can just take 2x10, rip it in half, cut it to the width of your stair. Make sure you're going from the outside of stringer to the outside of stringer. So this is what an ideal subtread and tread setup looks like. You have your subtread on the front lined up with the cut on your stringer where your riser is going to go. The tread that sits on top of it is going to have a nose over that will cover the top of the riser, plus a little extra to have that nose over. Your back subtread is spaced a little further away from your front one so that there's a gap to allow water to flow in between. Your treads are also going to be spaced a little bit apart, similar to your decking spacing. And once these are lined up correctly, you should be able to run your fasteners through the tread and into the subtread in good spots in a way where it'll have a good amount of meat for the fasteners to land into that subtread. If you're going to attach your riser to the framing so that the riser goes behind your tread, you're going to want to make sure to leave enough of a gap there. And 2 screws per subtread per stringer. I like to put this first screw in the front here, set back a little bit so I don't break off the front of that stringer nose. I'm just making sure that the space between my stringers at the top of the stair is the same as the spacing all the way down. I want to keep those stringers spaced evenly apart the entire length of the stair. So if you're choosing to do blocking instead of subtreads, you're just going to take some blocks of 2x, whether that's 2x4 or cut up 2x10 leftovers, and you'll put them between the stringers, making sure that they're the same length as the space at the top of your stringer. You want to make sure your stringers stay parallel, and put them beneath the middle of your tread on both the front and back treads. These ones are set back, we're going to set them back 1 3/4 for the middle of the block, and then 7 1/4 for the back tread support. So on these front noses, anytime a fastener is going to go in here, you may get this part of the triangle chipped off. So I'm going to pre-drill every screw that goes in higher up here near the nose of the block. To get a screw into the end of this piece of blocking, we're going to have to go at an angle through the side of the stringer since this piece is in the way. So I've pre-drilled a hole right here, and we're going to hold that in place. And now it's holding that sturdy. We'll put another one in. And for this one back here, we're going to do something similar. We'll just have to work around this piece. Go. So we are going to do these bottom steps on the edges a little differently because we're going to have a rail coming down and a post being mounted right here. So we need to make sure that this area has enough blocking to support that post. So we'll do our usual blocks here, but we're going to put these extras in between them so we have a good full surface where we can put our post on. And if we need to, like if we need to adjust our post location, we could put another block on the back side here. So we're going to get this sandwiched together with all the top edges flush and the ends flush. So we've finished putting our blocking in for our posts and we have our stringers mounted. We're basically done with our stair framing. So we're gonna do one last thing before we get treads and risers put on, and that is to get joist tape on the cuts that we made in the stringers. Now these cuts, because they are in the end grain, they are more likely to soak up water. So we wanna make sure to cover those to make sure any standing water doesn't rot them, because it can rot a little bit more easily than the top of a joist will. We're also going to cover those flat spots where our posts are going to go, because that's a wide flat area and it will also look nice through any decking seams that reveal the framing underneath.